Hello guys. Oh my god, there's no way I'm gonna edit this thing. Let's just start by saying that these past 2 weeks have been a roller coaster. But I hope you guys are doing good again. This is Charlene Afrique, Charlene Sonia. I'm coming to you guys today just briefly. I have so much going on right now. Like, that's why I wasn't able to post for the past 2 weeks. Yeah, so this is just like a hello, like, by the way, just hi. It's just so my account is not completely like empty with no videos. But I'll be coming in on here to just discuss some things I'm just finding like interesting and fascinating, and I hope you all will find it interesting too. Or things I've been learning. Again, I just love talking about what I learn. I learn things every day. We learn things every day, but the things that I find very interesting that I'm learning. The first thing I'm the first thing I'm gonna talk about is, in general, just boredom. Boredom. For me at least, I feel like boredom can kill. I feel like boredom really can kill because like just last month when I was a little bit, I want to even say idle. Like I was working, but I was idle, but I was so stressed out. I was so stressed out and I was looking for what to do. I was even calling people I would never call. Yo, like I can't just stay idle. I have to. I just noticed that like I have to work. Like I either have to work, I have to travel, I have to do an interesting project. Like I just can't stay idle. And I mean, like my situation at the time, I mean my situation still now is the same, but my situation at the time was just not keeping my mind like I notice I have a mind, or I need to keep busy, I need to do stuff. So yeah, so last month was just like, oh my god, boredom. I just can't be bored. I can't be bored. And I mentioned in the other videos I was getting really stressed out and having stress headaches and all that, and that was probably because I was really bored. I was really bored and I was stressed out. Now that I'm really busy, I don't have those headaches anymore. It's crazy, right? Okay, so that's the first thing I learned about myself, at least. The second thing I learned that I found really interesting I mean, this is my hypothesis too. It's not completely what I learned, but it's what I've learned and what I've noticed. I mean, yeah, like something I learned in addition to what I noticed. Is in terms of estrogen. Estrogen is a hormone produced like in the female organ, in the female reproductive organ. It is mostly in the like in the ovaries and the fallopian tube. It helps with like motility of the eggs, contraction towards the uterus. That's just general. So I noticed that with estrogen and birth control, I think I mentioned briefly about the fact that us, as especially minorities, we don't know too much about birth controls and its side effects. And one thing I mentioned is that birth control can cause blood clots in the body. Yeah, where was I going with this? Yeah, so birth control. Birth control, the problem with birth control, I mean, birth control is really good. Like, it will help you have it will prevent you from having unwanted pregnancy. But I feel us as minorities, we should be educated in knowing how that works. Or I mean, at least the side effects. I'm going to focus on the side effects itself. If you notice, pregnant women, they tend to get a lot of blood clots, and from what I noticed, in general, I think it has to do with estrogen, because even with birth control pills, it's estrogen mixed with progesterone that they're giving to you, and then there's the whole cycle that I have to go back and like look into and make sure I understand in terms of estrogen and all that. But I don't want to bore you guys with all that. But it's just to say, like, with this pills, your hormones are constantly like they're not stable, and our body has a problem with things that are not stable. Like let's say you have an influx of estrogen, progesterone, estrogen, progesterone. So your body doesn't like having unstable hormones in the body. So with this, you have sometimes you might have like your breasts kind of like swell up, you might be tired, moody, all those things. And again, you also have a high chance of getting blood clots. Again, with this influx like not stable hormone in the body, you like it irritates your organs. That's why sometimes we're afraid of people with polycystic ovarian syndrome. They don't have like a stable hormone thing, so they have problems with like fertility. So I mean, I haven't really done research as to like if contraceptives can prevent or stop you from being fertile, but it's a way. I feel like there is a I think there is how do I even say this? And I can't even edit this video. There's a potential of it happening because it's like an irritation to like your organs, yeah, so that's what that is with the whole estrogen thing. I noticed when there's imbalance in your hormones, sometimes you miss your periods. And when you miss your periods, think about it, that lining from the uterus has to come out of your body. So if it's not going anywhere, where is it going? It's staying inside your body, and it might form like this cyst, and then it stays there, and then later on you notice you missed your period. The next period you see dark blood. This is blood that has been staying. This is like waste that has been staying in your uterus or somewhere in there, and it's not good. This is like irritation to the lining of your female organs, pretty much. So that's what I wanted to talk about in terms of estrogen. When you're taking estrogen therapy, again, estrogen, progesterone, it can lead to like cancer of the endometrium and all that. So you really want to know how the effects of these hormones on your body, and like at least be informed before you take these drugs, because you can decide that you might take it for a year and 2 years rather than take it forever. Okay, so that's that for birth control pills. The other thing is that I want to say, like anything that causes irritation, like irritation to your vagina, irritation to your brain, like if you're stimulated too much. I'm stimulated all the time. If you're thinking too much, your vagina is stimulated too much. I was thinking like, if you're having too much sex, can it cause vagina cancer? Irritation to the skin, like X-rays, radiation from the sun, can cause cancer. So yeah, so maybe I should look into it. Like if you're having too much, like let's say one of those toys going in there too many times, can it cause cancer? Yo, some people would die quickly if that was actually true. Okay, so I talked about fluctuations in hormones. Okay, the other thing I would like to talk about briefly is like sugar. How can something that tastes so good be so bad? But like I'm thinking sugar is not bad for you. Carbohydrates are not bad for you. If you think about it, you need sugar. Like sometimes you're stressed out, you need that sugar for a boost of energy for your brain, especially your brain. Your brain loves sugar. Your brain really needs that sugar to think, but you don't need too much. Again, it's like too much. I was even thinking about it in terms of like personalities. Like if you're too like mean, is bad. If you're too nice, is bad. So I was thinking bittersweet. So bittersweet, you don't want to be too sweet or too bitter. I hate sweet things, but that's another story. So yeah, so the thing that I found also fascinating is the fact that like when you have too much sugar in your body, like way too much, I'm thinking like towards like hyperglycemia and like diabetes, I just literally picture like your blood being so viscous, and like, you know, think about it, like it's so viscous, and like you're like sluggish because literally your cells are not absorbing that sugar for energy. So then it runs to fat and breaks it down, and that's what people call ketones. So then I'm thinking like those people who do like those diets, I forgot how to call it, like keto, going to ketosis, like is that actually good for you? Because ketones are actually waste that the liver or the kidney were not able to excrete. So I'm thinking like, why do people actually think that's like a good diet? So yeah, so it's really amazing how the body is like, you know, the blood would be sluggish, and you have sluggish blood, and then you'll be tired, and like, you know, but whereas the opposite, if you don't have enough sugar in the body, your body kind of like goes into exciting mode. That's weird, right? It's weird. But then, I mean, with enough sugar, just a little bit, you can have that energy. But if you have too much, it's the opposite effect. Same thing with hypoglycemia. If you have way too low sugar, your fight or flight system comes up, and then you become irritable. So then I started thinking, like, because I tend to get anxious sometimes, so it's like, so maybe those days that I'm anxious, if I take my blood sugar, if I if I prick myself, I wonder if my blood sugar is gonna be too low. I just wonder. Like, so I was thinking, like, you know, what came first, anxiety or hypoglycemia? But anyway, so that's that for my video. It was just something quick for today. I hope you liked the video. Again, I am so busy. I have so much work to do, and I love it. I literally love it, and I hate it, but I think I get a kick out of it, to be honest. But yeah, so thank you for watching my video. Peace out. Bye. Stay busy. Oh man. Okay, thank you. Bye. Oh.